Hey, what's up, everybody? It is your friendly neighborhood BJJ podcaster, Rafa Sparsa, coming to you live right now. It is 3:45 Best Coast time. And hey, listen, we're in the middle of watching UFC Vegas 8 while also supporting our friend Josh LaDouche and his Zapatero little thing that's going on, which, by the way, the Zapatero itself isn't a shit show, but man, are these comments interesting, to say the least. I don't know what's worse, the commentary or the actual commentators in the comment section. It is bad. But, I get it. We're trying to mix catch wrestling folks, people who aren't always used to watching jiu-jitsu matches in a realm where we want them to feel welcomed here. Granted, it's pretty bad. So anyway, there is a UFC happening. I will be commentating on both as I have Josh's queued up. So if you want to pull like me, I've got one playing on the iPad over here. So I'm watching Zapatero on the iPad while I'm about to watch Polyana Viana versus Emily Whitmer coming up next on the UFC. So as per usual, you guys kind of know the rules. Just to kind of follow up, let's start with this. Our good friends over at No-Gi BJJ Gear. If you guys haven't gotten one of their rash guards, we highly encourage you to get this one, which is the Corona Weight Champ hashtag one, because I tell you guys, force someone to tell you you're not. And then check this out on the back, the NoGiBJJgear.com. Go over there, use the promotional language of verbal tab 15, take 15% off of whatever you put in your cart. So it does look like Jordan has mounted the offensive quite nicely, and now is it looks like he escaped. Now he gets to do the offensive. My apologies on that. And they're finishing up with the introductions over this way, which gives me an opportunity to say, hello, welcome, glad you guys are here. We're starting to implement the introduction music to this thing. We're trying to make it a professional broadcast. Still working out the kinks. Obviously, at the very bottom of it, when you guys saw it, you saw Polyana and Emily's names at the very bottom of it. So anyway, appreciate that. I do love reading all of these people talking about California being a commie state, which, man, just goes to show you the intellectual discourse that's happening on the comment section of the Zapatero. We begin now over on the UFC. My apologies for not getting out here just a few minutes earlier, but we are excited. In case you missed that one, though, excellent comeback from one Mallory Martin, who got super emotional getting a rear naked choke win, comeback win after a very, very tough first round that she was dealing with. And speaking of tough first rounds, right now you're looking at Viana starting off very solid with a good combination, backs up Whitmer for a split second, but now Whitmer's starting to come alive with her own series of attacks. So very stoked to see all of that happen. By the way, I want to remind you guys, if you give us a like and a share, we will give you guys a toast. Today I have beer in hand. I'll show you which one in just a minute. So very excited to tell you guys what we got going on. Anyway, here's what I'm going to tell you guys right now. So far, though, on top, you will see Whitmire getting an opportunity, start putting some pressure from side control. Viana was trying to lift those legs to see if maybe she could get one of those from underneath triangles, or at least maneuvering her far enough away. So that's what we got going on that side. Meanwhile, at the Zapatero, it does look like they're going to their second period of overtime. And now you are going to see Jordan Hawley on the defense on his side. Already advanced, Keith Kakorian will make it to the finals. And, of course, there will be Matt Curran versus, I believe it is Quentin Rosenzweig. That will be happening very soon. Jordan gets out very quickly, so Jordan is already out. Speaking of which, Viana is now working from her guard, trying to get in some elbows and some punches, pulling Whitmer back down into her guard. Now she has one hook on the right-handed arm of her opponent. She's looking to try and make some balance to see if she could swing to the other side, maybe thinking she could start isolating for an armbar. And I will tell you guys, that has been the main thing here, and she's doing a pretty good job here. She will get the armbar. I was just about to say, how many people are getting these arm bars right now? Like, it has been insane to see this many people. Like, this makes me believe that they are not just fictional. So yes, we will have to tell you guys, we will have to do a cheers. So the way the cheers works is if somebody gets a submission or a knockout within regulation, we give them a toast on air. That was a fast one to go ahead and give out a toast. So I want to give quick acknowledgments. Megan, thank you very much for your heart. And as well, John, Kevin, and Jeffrey. Appreciate you guys. If you want to give us a like and a share, we will give you guys a cheers on air as we are about to do for one, Polyana Viana. So that's going to be pretty dope. I do like this lightning fast armbar from the bottom by Viana. Super dope here, man. Her commitment to this, when she was looking for a takedown and gets rolled on over to her own back, you thought Viana would have to work from underneath for a little bit of time. This really good elbow that they're showing in the slow motion is really, really something to behold, though. Very impressive. And speaking of impressive, you're looking at Jordan Hawley under pressure right now. So that is very interesting to see how that's going to play out for them. All right, what am I drinking tonight? Just to let you guys know, it is peanut butter milk stout nitro. So that is what we're drinking. It is from the Belching Beaver Brewery, and it says pour straight up. So literally just says to pour it just like that. Good to know. Anyway, folks, that is what we have going on here today. Feel free to engage with us. We'll be going on Instagram in a few minutes. We're just giving them a little bit of time to kind of, get accustomed to the evening. And it does look like Jordan Hawley's opponent is riding up some good overtime period right now. As it looks like the ghost of Arn Anderson and Santa Claus is the referee over on the Zapatero. So that's pretty dope. Jordan Hawley is probably going to weasel his way out, and it does look like he does kind of maybe have enough time here. I think they're about to do the announcement, so we will find out. And it does look like Jordan is going to advance to take on Keith Kakorian, which would be a fantastic final for their title. All right. Let me go ahead and make sure that we are sharing this appropriately so everybody can party along with us. It is going to be a fun-filled night, so don't go anywhere. Jordan Hawley isn't going to go anywhere. He is going to have a hell of a match against Keith. Those two have competed before, but as you know, both of those guys, super game. Not really a surprise to any of us who know their games well. It is a surprise to people in the comment section who have no idea what the fuck is going on. So that is a fun game to see over on that side. And I think somebody should tell Quentin he's probably supposed to go in a few minutes. Well, that's going to be weird. All right. It does look like we are watching somebody enter. So one of the things that it should be of note, though, on this particular setup that they have here today is the fact that you do have one of the silliest aspects is this one's actually in a pro wrestling ring. So there is an element of, I guess that's what we're doing for this one that is happening along with it. So just to let you guys know. What's up, Raul? Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate you coming through. Again, give us a like and a share, and we will give you a toast on air. Speaking of which, we will get up to date in just a minute. Oof. This has been interesting to note with all of y'all. I want to make this very, very happy for y'all to be joining us for this evening. It does look like Polyana is going to go ahead and talk over to is probably Paul Felder on this one. So we're just getting our bearings about ourselves. Feel free to shoot some comments in the comment section as well. I want to say hello to everybody viewing along with us. We got a few people watching in on Instagram. We've got a couple on Facebook, a couple on YouTube. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much. My name is Rafa Sparks. In case this is the first time you've ever watched along with us, we have some rules, but we also have a lot of fun. Get prepared to have some nonsensical fun throughout the evening. Now they're playing by catch wrestling rules for this one, so we will see what's happening on the Zapatero Invitational. Now we go back to Paul Felder, who is interviewing the winner of that bout, which is Polyana Viana. Okay, there's going to be some translation, so that's going to allow me some time to go ahead and do a quick cheers to Polyana Viana. Hey, Polyana, you have no idea what I'm saying, so if you see a Google Translate of this, big congratulations to you. That was an amazing armbar. You have such great composure. You make me believe that I could do it if I cared. I usually don't try and hit arm bars from guard. But you know what? That's why you're a UFC fighter, and I'm a schlub who hosts the show. Cheers to you. That was super well done. Oh, that's actually pretty good. See, I don't usually love peanut butter. I know. Don't come at me for this. I don't love peanut butter all that much. But this is super delicious. It has a beautiful taste to it. When they say it's a milk stout nitro, it just tastes super delicious. So again, if you guys want to go ahead and get one of those cheers, we just ask that you give us a like and a share on Facebook, and we will give you a toast just like we are giving to everybody else. And speaking of which, I can't tell if this dude is quitting from referee's position. Yeah, it does look like he is done. I don't know that there's a submission here, so if somebody wants to go ahead and correct me on the Zapatero, more than welcome to take it. I will take this note and question that says from Jeffrey Wakeling. It says, like Sean Brady to win next fight. Sean Brady? Okay, that is denoted. I unfortunately have to go the opposite way for our pal on the show, one Christian Aguilera. Christian is not just a local guy, but he has been interviewed by us here on the show. So, you know, I don't really go against former guests. And also, he knows where to find me. So, unlike most other people I could get away with making fun of, one Christian Aguilera is not too far from me in the very, very nether region. Ugh, looked like some breakdancing that was attempted to be done that just didn't finish right then and there at the Zapatero. Looked like a b-boy was about to happen. So yes, it's going to be the 155-pound BJJ tournament final. Then Curran versus Quentin Rosenzweig, which I think somebody finally told Quentin, hey, bro, maybe you might want to comb your hair and go get ready, bro. And I think that is what he's going to do. So that is what is on the deck for you guys. I'm going to go ahead and now put us back on our Instagram. So I hope you guys are all situated wherever you want to watch. But here we go. I'm going to go ahead and make sure that is locked in. Again, feel free to hit me up with your questions. It's going to be a long night. I think a little bit later in the evening, we will get a guest appearance from friend of the show, our good pal, Senor Kevin Phillips. So if you guys like him, and some people do, he's my co-host. I can say bad things about him if I want. I would tell you that this is going to be one of those days that we are going to have a really good time. All right, here we go. I'm going to go ahead and put this one on the live. Boom. Oh, we're having trouble starting your live video. Why would that be? Maybe I should go off of... No, I am on point on my notes over here, so it should be able to go. Anyway, you guys, hit me up. I'm very sorry, though. I do understand. Hey, what's up, everybody on Instagram? It is your good friend, Rafa Sparza, coming to you live right now. It is 3:58 West Coast time. We are watching along with today's UFC Vegas 8 right now. I'm drinking what is up SXRD. I don't know if that's how you're supposed to say. And then JBiz Ib. And it looks like they're getting a ladder out in this professional wrestling ring at the Zapatero, which means, is this a ladder match? Be dope if it was. What's up, Kieran? Dude, I'm super stoked that we get to train, I'm sure, sometime in the near future. And now I know to go after one of your legs. So that is going to be one of the things I make it a point to do when we get to roll very soon, sir. So I'm going to talk to Angel and see if we can make that happen sooner than later. Hope you guys are watching along with us. We are watching both the UFC Vegas 8 and the Zapatero tournament that is happening right now on Facebook. So you can watch along on both of those. Obviously, ESPN is a pay structure one. And right now, the Zapatero, though, is free. So just letting you guys know that is something that we could do. Look at that. Stay blessed, brother. No, you stay blessed. Appreciate that. I like you saying we'll see. No, I mean, it's going to happen, bro. You're the one that's telling me, like, bro, I'm not so good at leg locks, which is universal code for I want to have a leg lock shootout with you. So don't think I don't pick those things up. You don't just survive being a jiu-jitsu grappling host where lots of people say that they're going to come break your arm, neck, face. People have tried. What is up, Avelessly? Thank you so much for joining along. Appreciate you guys watching along with us on a beautiful, what is this, Saturday? Man, all these days start blending together. We've had a very, very fun start so far. We just saw an armbar that was super sick from essentially guard, but like a makeshift guard from Polyana Viana. And then you also had Mallory Martin getting a rear naked choke win. What is up, the John Jitsu? Very stoked for you to join us. Happy you're watching along with us right now. We're seeing some buffering happening on my side. So if the stream cuts out for a split second, know that it is that's fault, not mine. Meanwhile, if you guys want to hit me up with questions, comments, concerns, hints, allegations, more than happy to take all of your comments and concerns as we're watching along today. The John Jitsu, though. What have you been up to, dude? What have you been doing? How have you been managing? You been good? You training? You not training? Tell me. Let me know in the comment section. All right, ESPN is kind of faltering on me. Nothing is happening at the Zapatero, so we'll give them a quick break. I'll let you guys know exactly what I'm drinking right now, and that is the Peanut Butter Milk Stout Nitro. So Peanut Butter Milk Stout Nitro. Look at this. What up? Splitting with you and Zapatero. Well, you are making the right choice because that commentary is mwah, mwah. The comment section is actually worse than the commentary, though. That's what we have been saying all night. Though I know Josh has told me in confidence, actually on the shows as well. Josh LaDuca said famously, dude, I get one of my friends who knows nothing about jiu-jitsu, and it's awesome. And I beg to differ. Training 4 weeks out from hopefully a super fight. Excellent. Where's the super fight going to be at? Comments are trash. Yeah, I mean, listen, dude. Obviously, we know that LaDuke, he's got a weird fan base. They love him. And maybe that's usually why they're so weird. But, yeah, it's a tough one to watch, especially when they're trying to, like, make fun of either Keith or Jordan Holy. And I'm like, have you guys ever rolled with either of them? Holy shit. Gracie Orwell in Northeast Ohio. Ooh, my apologies for Ohio, though. Yikes. I didn't know that's where you were. I should give you a blessing and send you off on your ways. But, hey, man, I'm glad you're able to get through it. Super good. I might be rooting for you over your opponent. We'll have to see what the betting odds are as we get closer to that line. But very pleased to hear you're back to training, man. That's really good to hear, especially when at a given time right now, no one really knows who's training and who's not. Some of the people I've interviewed have been like, yeah, some guys that you would think are training are not training. It's only fighting 10 or 20 pounds up. That's a good question. I didn't actually look at any of the weights. I don't really pay attention to this one other than, oh, is it happening now? I guess I can do both. Oh, look at this. We're going to give a nice toast to one Megan Johnson. Megan Johnson, this cheers goes out to you. I want to tell you, thank you so much for watching along, giving us a share. In case you guys didn't know, she was actually the founder of YouTube. A lot of people didn't know that she basically wanted to find out how Hickson won by armbar in so many fights, and then just happened to put some Gracie street fights on there, and that's how YouTube was created. It's basically history. Know your history. Cheers to you, Megan. What is up, Queer Fight School? Welcome to the show. We're watching both the Zapatero and ESPN Vegas 8. So hopefully you're having a great day. And we're going to walk you through everything that is happening that we possibly can. We just did a toast to Megan for sharing one of our videos. We very much appreciate those who are watching along and give us a like and a share on Facebook. They get a toast on air. So making sure to take care of all of our fans. Coming up next on the UFC, as we have listed on our main broadcast, it is going to be Sean Brady versus Christian Aguilera. So I think you're going to want to be here for this one. Christian Aguilera has some of the most intense fucking fights I think you will ever see. Like, this dude is intensity. There is a reason that he is known as Dat Beast. Like, dude is he's intense. I actually trained with a guy who fought against him, and man, both those guys are savages. But just all the respect that all these guys have for each other, especially with their own knockout power. It's very dope to see. Megan, appreciate you. Thank you for the great shows. Thank you for your appreciation and your support always. It is not lost upon us here on the show. So I'll ask you guys, who do you have? Do you have Christian? Or do you hate me? Because it's not like, I mean, listen, Jeffrey is going for his boy Sean. I can't give him shit on that one. That's not my place to do it. But I'll go with Christian on this one for you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I'll be able to tell Christian a little bit later, hey man, I rallied some people on your side, bro. Like, we're international now, bitch. We're gonna make this thing happen. I have a little bit of a streaming cutout over on this. The Zapatero commentators were terrible. I couldn't listen to them anymore. Please tell them to hire you next time. You know, oddly, what's up, Kevin? Oddly, Leduc and I have talked about me doing commentary with it. I think Leduc in his perfect world would like to have both myself and Big J. And I love that pairing. I have gotten to work with Big J once, and it was phenomenal. He is a phenomenal commentator. And I think we both do things very differently where it would be entirely engaging. But man, yeah, I tried listening to a little bit of it, and I understand crossover appeal, but I want to know what that's crossing over to, because whatever it is, it's bad. So Kakorian versus Holy will be fire. Yes, it will be. You better believe that shit's going to be fire. Those two fucking guys, man. I talk about the future of the sport. Both of them have just been continuous monsters on the mats. Oh boy, I missed it. I think it's still going on, isn't it? Oh, actually, no. Kakorian and Holy are going up now. So, weird. Someone shut this guy up, please. Yeah, people are just yelling at each other in the fucking comment section. Keith looking pretty aggressive to start, though. Coming in on a guillotine over on Holy. He has the grip, but he can't quite get over to the top portion of a mount. Has his leg stuck on the inside. The grip's loosened a little bit. If Keith can get his leg out here, he might be able to get a good mount. I put it on mute and then played a WAP. That song is only 3 minutes long. So it's a much better choice if we're being honest. That's great. Nothing is making me happier than seeing that. Right now, you're seeing Jordan Holley, though, try to go on a heel hook. Keith puts an arm to keep his knee protected the entire time. And I will surmise that the commentators for this match may actually be saying they're not so boring for whatever reason. Man, that's always fun to see when the commentators are like, this is boring. You know, when I butt scoot, I don't do this. And it's like, bro, for real, though. These guys are top of their games. Like, they are incredible athletes. You know, I've had the pleasure of getting to train with both Keith and with Jordan Holley, and man, they're just different levels, dude. All of my little tricks that would keep me alive with a number of really, really high practitioners who I would consider solid, they do absolutely nothing. Now you're seeing Jordan try to extend, invert, take a leg, see if he can get some kind of action off of that. Keith basically slides out of it. Listen, Queer Fight School, I wish I could put your comment on the main broadcast so that everybody could do it. I just have to enunciate it so that people see it. All these dudes in the Zapatero comments are coming out of their caves to use catch wrestling terms from the 1920s. So I'd like to think when I go visit other sports, I'm not this dumb. But who knows? I mean, maybe I am. I just think that every time I hear these guys talk, it shows me how little they actually know. And that is a huge thing about trying to be funny, about making fun of these people who are athletes in a sport that they don't understand. And believe me, I know we make fun of plenty of people, but the way that they're doing it has just been absurd. So right now, Keith trying to work up top, has a leg not quite fully in 100% of a lockdown. Can't really see that there. And it says, how are you commentating and not know the difference, according to Nick Jer? Well, Nick, I introduce you to our friend Jordan. Actually, right now, is in the process of getting well past here by Keith. Keith has a little bit of a knee on belly control, while he's also starting to work up on the control on the arms, trying to push them up a little bit towards the head. This is probably the strongest position that Keith has had thus far in his match with Jordan Holley. Again, someone please get this guy out. My God. I mean, listen, dude, I've done commentary, and sometimes it's just not going well, and you just got to put on a brave face and get out of it. And I am more than willing to admit there are some times when you go, I don't know 100% what's happening here, but I will do my best to walk you through what it is. I think you just always have to admit, what's up, gang? Look at this. G baby stopping in right now. Super stoked. I'm going to be on his show coming up very soon. I know we're recording it. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to tell people when, but I will be on sooner than later. So at some point I will be on that. What's up, Anders? Dude, how's the training going, man? I see you're getting some good time in. Hopefully you're not getting too savage because I'm looking to submit you once this is all said and done. Sean Brady, though, looks massively mean, too. This is a great fight. Jesus. And look at his tattoos. That back tattoo is just like literally, it's one of those ones that just falls off of his body. That's how much shit he's got on it. So super stoked for that. Keith now starting to take his time, has a neon belly still right where he's not overcommitting thus far out. It will be out on Tuesday. So yes, I am recording an episode with them that will be out on Tuesday. I'm looking forward to being a guest on that show. We begin right now over with Christian Aguilera and Sean Brady. Meanwhile, Keith is doing a good job maintaining excellent posture and positional control. Now we're coming out very aggressively. Sean Brady, though, this is what I'm a little nervous of on this fight. These two guys look like they both have knockout power, and that is normally something I reserve for saying for Christian Aguilera. And it says at 8 a.m. Pacific time. Is Keith in on an armbar here? It did freeze up on me, so my apologies. What is up, Duncan? Good to see you, bud. I'm glad you're joining along with us. We are watching. It says, ooh, that back tat. Dude, I'm saying, man, that's an intense tattoo. I look at that shit and I'm like, bro, I could never. I don't have that in me. I don't even know that I would respond well. I think I would be too bored getting a tattoo. I'm just letting you guys know. I think that's how I respond to things, is just being like, yeah, whatevs. Keith now moving to almost north-south. I think this has probably been one of Keith's most impressive jobs. In the comment section on YouTube, they just said Michael Cole would do a better job. That is probably the biggest insult I think you can take in a wrestling or pro wrestling community combined. Jordan Holy for a split second, though, doing a really good inversion to maybe get a little bit of a oompa to get some control back, but Keith does not get too far. Now has his control firmly back inside control. Meanwhile, we are seeing a nice striking game start to unfold between Sean Brady, Christian Aguilera. Guys feeling each other out. And I mean, thus far in, not bad so far. Very stoked to see what we are seeing here. Let me know what you guys are thinking of this fight. I would love to hear from you. Aguilera is obviously advancing, and Brady is very, very light on his feet right now. So it is very interesting to see how this tactical game is playing. Keith now on the bottom of where I'm looking is trying to get a choke. He might be in. It looked like a head and arm choke, and I couldn't tell if Jordan is tapping. So give me a second here. Alicia Sakara vibes. I could see that, dude. And now, I mean, Christian, dude, it's just looking at him, man, and knowing what he's like off camera. He's one of those people who is savage both on and off of camera. So he is exactly the person you get to know and love when you interview him. And I like this. Aguilera cracks Brady with a jab, but Brady has a counter hook over on his side as well. You see Aguilera in the blue trunks, and I'm really feeling this beginning to their fights thus far in. I'm trying to get a rebuffer on the Keith and Jordan match. However, we are seeing Christian a little bit bloodied right now. These are usually areas that kind of test him a little bit. So be interesting to see how that'll play off. It was very funny. I forgot when I talked to Christian the last time, I said, do you know when you're fighting next? Because that just seems to be the thing you're supposed to ask. And he was like, oh, yeah, bro, they've already got me booked. I was like, am I supposed to know that? He goes, no, we haven't announced it yet. But yeah, fighting August 28th. Here we are. Or 29th. Tomorrow, there will be a submission underground, which, by the way, we will have another one of these four. So just to let you guys know, on the up and up thus far, I am waiting to see on the Keith and the Jordan Holy. If you guys are getting any more on that one, I would love to hear it, because I am waiting for my stream to buff up a little bit more. Hopefully you guys are enjoying that match as well. I've super been pleased with how both things are going on this side. The ESPN's going super well, and Keith and Jordan are looking real good on their own. Oh, it's so good. I have to tell you this, man. I'm super getting excited that you guys get to watch me drink this peanut butter milk stout. It has been super tasty thus far in. Ooh, nice takedown over by Sean Brady, though. That's pretty solid, man. Let me see over this way. Yo, let me know what's going on with the Brady fight. Well, we've got a takedown by Brady. Aguilera is trying to get to some butterflies over this way. You train with him. Oh, man, this is not going to look good for both of us because Christian Aguilera is a homie. I'm not going to disrespect you, so you're going for your boy. Looks like Keith got it. Good job, Keith. Right now, from this kind of half guard with a little bit of a Z guard with Christian is using a block, Sean's getting in some very solid shots. And you are seeing right now Christian Aguilera start to tie him up a little bit more, but he's going to have to be a little more active here. He has an underhook. There's 19 seconds left to go on this one. So Wittes check. Yes, I will let you know. It does look like we will see a second round on this one. Stick around with us. I will walk you through it, my friend. I am more than happy to oblige that, but he has a very solid first looking round against Christian Aguilera. We go to a break right now. Let's stay over this way. Queer Fight School, how exactly did Keith win? I would love to know that because it appears the more I try to buffer, the more I stall out one of my streams. So if you wouldn't mind keeping me in the know, that would be fantastic. Good first round for your pal, Sean Brady. I think it was a little bit more even until the very end of it, and him getting a takedown might be enough to sway it for the judges. So that is my little note here. We want to let you guys know if either of these guys get a finish, meaning a submission or a knockout, we do a little toast to them. And if you guys give us a like and share on Facebook, we do the same for you. So just say that. I just saw him with the belt. Sorry, didn't get to see the finish. Not a problem. I appreciate you being honest with us. I will figure it out a little bit later. I just like to be live in real time with the results if I can do it. And if I cannot, I ask that. How'd the first round go? My internet connection is lagging and you're breaking up. My apologies. I'll go ahead and repeat what I was saying. Essentially, the first round looked a little even until late in the round. You saw your boy, not my guy, Sean, take down Christian and start to pummel him a little bit there. Now, he had cracked Christian pretty good in the face. He was bleeding there. I would imagine that was probably a round that went to Sean Brady, if I am making a guess. But I was very pleased with it. I would say it was pretty even until then. But Sean might be just ever so slightly ahead. Of course, Brady is in the black trunks and Aguilera is in the blue trunks. Hopefully that keeps you up. And if you are having other lag issues, please let me know. I will not have a problem giving you the repeat information. We're now 4 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in this second round, and we are seeing a very even set of exchanges. Every time you see Christian start to get off, there is an excellent – sorry about that. I had to refresh that battery, making sure it's good. And yes, Sean Brady does get a little bit of a takedown on Christian. So now is playing. Christian does have a little bit of a lockdown opportunity. If he's able to maybe off balance him here a little bit and pull him down, it might be able to help. And it does look like that's what he's trying to do. He's just eating some rabbit punches from underneath and he's tying up with him on top. This might give Sean Brady the opportunity to get back up. Christian now gets on over, is trying to duck the head, but is taking a few punches here. He might have the momentum to get back up, but he is being stalled out right now by Sean Brady. So Sean is doing an excellent job of keeping his balance here. I would say this. Christian needs to make sure he doesn't get back to a mount position, which is where we are close to. And Sean might be looking in on a guillotine over here. He is going to have it. There's a tight squeeze here. However, he might be giving up part of the position. Now he can flatten it out, and you are seeing Christian act a little bit more intensely as he is out. And yes, this goes to Wittes check. Your boy, Sean Brady, gets the win, putting Christian Aguilera to sleep with a mounted guillotine. That was mega impressive, man. I know the caliber of Christian Aguilera, and he is a very tough human being. But, man, that guillotine setup that he had was super solid. The two of them come over to exchange a few words, nice words back and forth. But, man, woo, that was a lot. Hopefully I gave you all that. Hopefully that does cover it a little bit for you. But M, Wittischek, if you don't mind giving us a like and appreciation share, we would love that as well. Yeah, his timing on these takedowns, he just kind of recognized whenever Christian was just a little off base here. And again, this commitment to this guillotine once he got to mount. The one thing I could tell is I was like, dude, when you see Christian go out, it is a good squeeze to begin with, but then you start to see Sean make some adjustments from the full mount where you do see at the very end, Christian is reacting far too late to try and make like a little bit of a mermaid move to try and go out from underneath, maybe sway side to side, but he was taking the brunt of that, and I think the reaction time was just a little off. So yes, Joffrey, congratulations to you as well. I want to say hello to Joe Souza and M. Will 10P. Glad you guys are joining us. Appreciate you all stopping in with us here on our Fight Companion. We just saw an impressive win by Sean Brady, and I'm excited to hear him on the post presser over this way. Might have to interview him. It's called the Grappling Hour. I know he beat my buddy, but he did win. Oh shit, I gotta toast him too. Well, not my favorite thing to do, but hey, fair is fair. That is how the fight game works. So if you guys are watching us, we're about to do a toast for Sean. I do want to hear what he has to say because I want to hear how he was able to make some of those corrections. And I think it will be very interesting to hear his perspective in terms of how he was able to get that finish, because consider me quite impressed. Anyway, that is what is happening with us right now. In case you were watching over on our Instagram, we are having a fairly good amount of time, I would say, watching along for tonight's fights. We will be doing coverage all throughout the evening, so don't go anywhere. You have nowhere to go. There's plenty of fights. I mean, we did lose Cute Labia, womp womp, who, by the way, tested positive for COVID twice in the past month. That's a truly unfortunate situation. So I am hoping that they get to put him on another event very quickly, but losing that fight at such a late moment is just it's truly unfortunate, and I feel for the guy. So our best wishes, obviously, to him. Hopefully they get him booked back up sooner than later. But yes, I will have to do a toast for the appropriate Sean Brady finish right now. So I'm buffering on that one. If you guys are watching on Instagram, you're probably going to lose a little bit of audio quality. It's okay. You're going to get through it. I promise you. These things get, better before they get worse, or worse before they get better? I think worse before they get better actually sounds better. So that is the intel that I have for you. Feel free to shoot me some notes. It says Keith and Quentin made it look easy. Is that what I'm getting here? Made it look easy in Zapatero. That is from our good friend, Senor Josh Dell, or Jared Dell, my apologies. How'd they win? All right, Sean is about to start talking over to Paul Felder. Be interested to hear what that is. I'm also waiting on word on exactly how Keith and Quentin won. And that will go down very well for the people in the catch wrestling community who will have to admit, uh-oh. Key with OT domination, good to know. And then I'm going to see right now, it'll be interesting to hear. Yeah, the readjustment here is so money by Sean. So proud of him. Quentin just subbed Curran from wherever he wanted. Oh, no. Oh, my. Pretty dope. All right, let's hear what Sean has to say. So they're saying this is his first finish, I believe, in the UFC. And Sean says it feels like a dream, feels amazing. And he says he's been working his past 10 years of his life to make it over here. He wants to give thanks to his family, his mom and his dad, etc., etc. Good for him, giving lots of thanks to all of those people. Oh my goodness. The streaming is so bad, and I'm going to have to take that off. So now they're talking about the readjustment. So let's hear what he has to say about the readjustment to finish here. And Felder's asking, did you know that you had it? He says that he uses that. He said he just had to get there and he just had to believe in himself. 13-0 for Big Sean Brady. Good for him, man. Says, I want a big name. I just want a bigger name that's going to put me higher. I hope someone will give me that opportunity, what I deserve. That's all I'm asking for, just a big name. Let's keep it rolling, baby. To give what I deserve, so that's all I asked for, just a big name, and just let's keep it rolling, baby. Congratulations. All right, good for him, dude. All right. Did Felder just try to give him a name, like a nickname? He's like, you're a brick house, because I say you're a brick house. I think you're a brick house. Brick house? Got really weird really quick. All right. Let's do this. This cheers goes on out to Sean Brady. Hey, man, super impressed by that. I would say Christian is a friend of the show. Hurts a little bit on that side, but I will tell you this, man. I know how tough he is, and that is a testament to how good that guillotine really is. So cheers to you, sir. I believe, to be fair, if you would like to come on the show, we'd like to interview you. You had fans checking in with us as we were watching live right now, and we're asking how you were doing. They say that they train with you, and I'm so glad that they were able to see you get a win. Cheers to you, man. Rough, but we will endure and go to the next fight, which is going to be Alex Caceres versus Austin Springer. So that is our next fight coming up. We have a few more left on these prelims, and then in a little bit, we will see the main card roll through. So don't go anywhere. Give us a like and a share. Make sure you're supporting us here on the show. You know we love it when you guys are watching along with us. And we just want to make sure that if you guys could do us a solid, give us those likes and shares. Tell people to watch this show along with us. We just got a cheers from, obviously, G-Baby, who we took care of. But, yeah, I'm super stoked that I'm going to be on his podcast in a few days. So I'm going to tell you guys this right now. This cheers goes out to our good friend G-Baby. I'm looking forward to being on one of your shows, man. That's going to be super dope. Look at this. Poppy and G.A. Bollinger, welcome. Glad you're joining us. This cheers is for our friend Giancarlo. Looking forward to talking with you on your show soon. Ugh. And the drink of choice, as we mentioned a little bit earlier, peanut butter milk stout nitro. This is super dope. I have been feeling this one all day. So I am super happy I get to drink on that throughout the evening. Hope you guys are enjoying it. Give us a like and a share to get a cheers if you would be so kind over on any of your Facebook profiles. That is where we usually ask for it. And, you guys are usually pretty nice to give us the love on there. Anyway, who do you guys got in this next fight? Let's put it on out there for you guys to tell us. Do you have Alex Caceres or do you have Austin Springer? Let us know. Inquiring minds want to know as we are doing this thing. So hit us up in the comments section. I'm about to go ahead and put a couple more things so that people can go ahead and continue watching along with us. I'm going to share this one over on the Verbal Tap page. Hopefully you guys are watching along right now. If you aren't, it's okay. I don't hate you. I'm disappointed. But it's pretty dope to hear that Matt Curran ended up losing to our good pal Quentin Rosenzweig. Might have to set up an interview with Quentin. Quentin's been very consistent. I know he's been working on a ton of things over the summer, and that's huge. That's huge bragging rights for a bunch of idiots who had no idea what was going on over there. You got Alex on this one, Alex Caceres. All right, I see you there, Papa, and G.A. Bollinger. Oh, God, Mike Bath. One-handed submissions are the best. Yeah, I got to say, man, that guillotine looked nasty. I just saw we should have gotten one more share. Let's see who the hell else. Oh, Gabe. Gabe Iacomino. Look at you, dude. All right, let's do a cheers for you. Little known fact. This cheers goes out to our friend, Gabe Iacomino, who years ago was the first person to famously fight Robbie Lawler. Now, granted, that's not on his official record because Gabe actually fought him outside of a bar. He won, doesn't count on the official record, but we all know better. Cheers to you, Gabe. Much appreciated to you, bud. Oh. So, as we mentioned earlier, the Q-Labius fight is dude tested positive for coronavirus 2 different weekends in August, which I guess begs the false positive question. It's just super random to see that it could be 2 times. And why would you do it just after 2 weeks? I don't even understand. If a dude tested positive, maybe give him a couple more weeks. I know you want to get him back on as soon as possible, but I don't know, man. That sucks for that guy. Normally, I love safety precautions. What is up? Look at this. Ernest Chasey. Congratulations. Subversive 2 was actually a very fun amount of time. I'm going to have to send my compliments to Michael and let him know that it was fun to watch. And is that you I'm hearing on commentary more, sir? Is that what I'm hearing? In addition, oh yeah, by the way, go watch Chase's Fix My Game. Apparently, you get to do a new one coming up real soon with Levi, and I'm very excited to see how that one's going to go. Wild event. Yeah, it looked wild, dude. Very ambitious to bring out almost, 16? It was probably somewhere in the realm of about 14, 15, somewhere teams like that, and have them compete. I got the opportunity to commentate Subversive 2. Super great event. Loved commentating that one. Would love to do it. If Chase isn't shaking my job, thanks. I'm hopping on the bit. You're not bad, man. Not going to lie. I would tell you if you were bad. In fact, I would tell everybody if you were bad. It's usually what I do. But you're not bad. Just don't take my job. That's it. Oh, let's talk about it, though. Keith Kakorian looking so solid. I'm going to see if I can find the commentary highlights of young Keith Kakorian. Super proud of that man. But I will say I am very interested to see how Quentin did end up winning, because Quentin, to me, he's looked so good recently. I see the hug of Quentin giving Kieran a nice Matt Kieran a hug afterwards. Does look like he broke him off a little bit here. So I'm just looking from underneath. This is Quentin almost in turtle. Looks like they take him on over to the edge, and it looks like almost kind of like a crucifix position where he stays with them, takes them over, and starts kind of getting like a Kimura, switches it on over to an armbar triangle. Yeah, I think Quentin kind of submitted him with like 10 different things. And it looked like for a split second the referee was going to kind of bring him over, and Matt's grabbing his inner rib. He might have popped a rib here. Either way. Oof. Oh, they're going to reset it. Like, dude, he tapped in that position, so I don't really understand why you would need to reset it. Yeah, I think he keeps pointing to his rib like he's a little enclave there. So he brings him on the inside, puts him back in a triangle, and says, yeah, your rib, fuck it. Let's just make you finish this out with a fully locked armbar triangle. Oh, no. Yeah, there's no getting out of this, dude. Oh, my God. Oof. So terrible to see, dude. Yeah, there's not really anything there. Like, he's already kind of submitted him. Now he's saying that keeps pointing to that rib. So I'm going to have to ask Jared if that's exactly what he saw. I mean, he goes back into it. So kudos to him for, like, powering through it. Oof. Referee lets him go back, and then all of a sudden it's all said and done there, as you do see Quentin get a perfect squeeze. Matt still nursing that left side kind of rib, which, by the way, if you've done any form of jiu-jitsu and ever had the rib injury, it's not great. One of the worst feelings you could ever have is feeling that rib and thinking, oh my God, everything hurts and I hate everything. So, yeah, kudos to good old Quentin Rosenzweig. That was pretty dope. I'll go back and watch the entire match a little bit later, but I'm going to go ahead and watch Keith in overtime and see what happens on that one. I'm going to give a quick little plug on the Verbal Tap page. Jesus. If you guys give us a like and a share, we will give you a toast on air. So watch UFC Vegas 8 along with us. Bam, bam. And I'm going to check our comments section, make sure I'm not missing anything. I do see 2 comments. Gabe telling us always appreciate, and Megan telling us I'm going with Austin Springer on this one. I can see that. That's cool. All right. I dig it. Caceres, though, man. Be interesting to see where Caceres is coming from on this fight. Just oh no, my mic is muted. How long was my mic muted for? Why didn't you guys tell me shit? Oh, Jesus. Look at this. Let me make sure my audio is coming in okay. Yeti, stereo. All right, you guys hear me okay? Perfect. And that was what we were looking at. Keith was looking at a body triangle over here and just putting the pressure on Jordan Holy there. Jesus. I'm going to have to go back and get that one. Ugh. Keith did an excellent job on that. Controlled from the back. Super, super composed. Very proud of that kid. All right, Austin Springer is making his way from Connect, Washington, it looks like. All right, good for him. What's up, Goose Chick? Good to see you joining us for today's UFC on ESPN or UFC Vegas 8, depending on what the fuck people are calling it today. Who knows? I'm asking people who they're rooting for right now. So I'm looking to see who you guys may be going for on this one. All right. I'll probably also have to send a note to Quentin. I'll do that right now. So that way you guys can help me pressure him. He was looking to come back on the show recently. He was like, hey, man, when are you going to have me back on? I was like, I don't know, bro. Glad to be here right from Brazil. Look at you. We keep this international party going right now. Appreciate you listening in and watching in from Brazil. Super enjoying that. What is up, Lo Ruiz? Good for you. I'm just glad that you're joining us. We're watching UFC Vegas 8. Yo, dude. Congrats. I'm on the show this week. We'll see how long it takes Quentin to respond. Let's time it. It's 4:38 right now, and we will see how long it takes for Quentin to give us a response, because I would imagine he is being hit up by a number of people congratulating him for a job well done. All right, Alex Caceres should be making his walkout right now. What's up, Chance Snyder? Ooh, Caceres is dancing, which I guess is cool. Just when there's no audience there, you're just kind of wondering, like, who are you dancing for, dude? Like, just curious on that one. Apologies on that. We've got that stream continuing to go back up. It is finally charging, so I'm glad to see that happening. If you guys give us a like and a share on Facebook, we will be sure to give you a toast, just like we have done for just about everybody who has competed. So yes, the last time we saw Caceres in the octagon, it was a win over Chase Hooper, and that was at UFC 250 back in June. This thing feels like it's gone on forever. But yes, then a previous win over Steven Peterson, and he has a submission loss to one Crone Gracie back in February of 2019. But he is looking in good spirits. It is weird to see him without the hair, though, but he is all smiles. Good for him, man. He looks like he is happy to be back out there and competing, and I totally understand why. After, what is it? It's been UFC 250, which, as I was mentioning, felt like an eternity ago, but that's the next fight we got coming in. He's got 5 performance awards. All right, I see you. Yeah, I'm re-looking at parts of this Quentin Rosenzweig. Quentin's like just smiling the entire time he's competing against Matt Curan here. And this is a really huge set of bragging rights for that community. So, you know, those catch wrestlers are probably going to not enjoy being around us. And Quentin was already working to take the back very early at the beginning of their match together. Had a really solid rear naked choke, loses it, and this is where the transition comes. Okay, now I see how he wins. Yeah, he did not take long to submit him. But it will be interesting to see him get some shine from that. Good for him. Check in the last parts of it. Oh, look at this. It's Bo Nickel versus Gordon Ryan at Third Coast Grappling. Oh no, they're saying don't forget who did it first. Wrestler versus jiu-jitsu specialist needs modified rules, otherwise you're wasting your time and money. I think that's in response to Nicky Ryan having some kind of a match coming up. I'm not even sure who he's facing. Seems weird, but you know, whatever. Third Coast Grappling, gonna Third Coast Grappling. They're so silly sometimes with the way they coming in with a little bit of their trash talk. Eesh. Look at that. Lex Luthor is now a subscriber on our show. He also is a fan of Fighters Rep. That's pretty dope. It's always funny when I can tell who some of these people are, but I'm like, we know Lex Luthor. I just don't know who it is yet. So I may have to do some digging around. All right. As we mentioned, let us know in the comments. I've already heard from Megan, but if you are watching right now, let us know who you think is going to win this fight. We've got Caceres, we've got Austin Springer, and I did see we got another note, and that was over on our – let me see, where else did we get one? We got one maybe on our Instagram as well. All right, here we go. First round coming in right about now. And again, we're going to keep this party going all night, so don't go anywhere. Relax. Well, let's watch some fights together. Caceres already starting very strong, looking as he normally would with some good karate-style movement. Meanwhile, Springer light on his feet, starting to move back. Caceres comes for a kick that just kind of grazes Springer, but it does stun him ever so slightly here. Springer's trying to get his footwork in, get his bearings as he's circling around him. Caceres has a very nice amount of reach. Now, just a bad timing gets him pressed up against the cage, and we will see what is going to happen when the two of them exchange back in the center. It is 4:14 now, and by my clock left on here, and for a split second, Springer thought he might be able to get a takedown here. Caceres just kind of backs around and out of it. So that is what we are seeing right now over on their fight together. We also have a time clock to see how long it'll take Quentin Rosenzweig to get back to me to appear on the Grappling Hour. This is how you guys get to watch how the sausage is made for bookings. I usually just yell at my friends, get on the show, dick. Now the two of them return back center of the mat. Caceres trying to juke him out. The way he can change his kicks is just so impressive, man. Springer now looking like he just wants to put something together here, but I think he's ever so slightly hesitant. And I can't tell if it's just from the first few seconds. Comes in with kind of a backspinning kick of his own, but it's low into the midsection. Caceres starts winding up his punches. Nothing doing here just yet. Okay, nice kick on high, reminiscent of my good friend Jordan. Ooh, Springer with a very nice high kick. A lot of power with it. Caceres walks and backs out of it super quickly there. Now you're seeing just a little bit more finessing between the two. For a split second, Springer was trying to use that strike to step up and maybe go here. Caceres catches Springer with a short uppercut as Springer was coming in for a takedown now, which is going to be the more odd portion of this fight thus far in. John Torres is saying RNC. Is that the Republican National Convention? Haha. It's the last time we're doing that joke for 4 years. These are always the fucking worst years. Moving on. Caceres does get the win, though. Look at that. Wow. That's impressive, man. Gets the RNC at the very, very middle, a little past the middle of the first round. Good for him, man. I think he kind of needed a good win. Let's see what that does for him in the future. But Caceres is starting celebrate with his team. We'll give him a nice toast in a second, but I do want to hear him interview. Oh, Caceres needing to be Whitney Houston around the octagon. Oh, is he going to waltz his way? Oh, there's a little bit of a jig. Okay. He is every day he's shuffling on out of the octagon. This is, I don't know if I love or hate this, if I'm being honest. We're naked triangle. It's impressive, man. ESPN says he flowed like water on his sequence here. Weird, terrible wordplay on their part. Yes, he's definitely got that back control with a good body lock. Yeah, all right. They're already at the interview with him. Let's hear what he has to say. Says he's feeling great. Oh, he's saying it was 3 opponent changes. Yeah, that's right. I totally forgot about that. What is up, Muscle Munchkin? Good to see you joining us. We're watching UFC on Vegas 8. And it does look like Alex is saying he knew that his opponent was going to try and take him down. And he says, hey, his wrestling's gotten better, so he kind of understood what was happening here. Man, he was just rushing in. Nice little uppercut there. Yeah, that's a pretty sweet recognition of position. Good for him, dude. You know what's really interesting about the way he set that up, too? He had the rear naked choke grip first, and then right as he was about to start the squeeze and to just start curving and arching the back, that's when he started putting that body triangle in. That's solid, man. Yeah, he said he was thinking about punching him out, but he just figured, hey, he's got the choke there. And Paul Felder is asking him, how soon do we want to see you back in here? I mean, he didn't take too much damage, so I'm pretty sure it'd be soon. He says he didn't get touched, so he's ready to do it again. Sounds good. Hey, this one is going to go on out to Alex Caceres. Bro, man, that rear naked choke was epic. Not only did you have it right from the beginning, but you're the person who adds just for a little bit of extra special sauce to that. Dude, the minute that you started adding that body triangle with that squeeze, it was a no-brainer. You were going to get that one finished. Cheers to you, bud. That was a huge, huge finish and super happy for you, man. Congrats. All right. Now they're showing a little bit of Anthony Smith living in essentially the places where Superman lives. And it's him going to the local Quickie Mart. And, just checking in on people. And it's very funny to see him going back to fight so quickly after they refused to call his last fight. And he was so angry about it and was like, yeah, fuck you guys. No one feels sorry for me. That's dumb. I want to go out there and die. Bro, some of these photos of him, though, it's epic. It's always funny when you see these people that you only know as bald with a little bit of hair and you go, dude, no one knows who this guy is. Like, you could have told me that was completely somebody different and I would have believed you. So here we go. Adding that name, Alyssa and Zach are up next. We're probably going to have a little bit of time to burn, considering that rear naked choke is going to maybe set us back ever so slightly on time, which gives us some time to chat. How have you guys been? What have you been up to? I'd love to hear if you are training. What have you been training on? Recently, I've been doing a little bit of boxing, doing a little bit of yoga. That's been huge and helpful. And I would tell you this. All the things that I know for like grappling, they have to go away for all my boxing stuff. And I am a one-note like trick pony. Learning boxing has been super frustrating. And I would tell you this, it is fun and it is definitely challenging. And I'm very fortunate that I have people who are patient with me. But I would, man, if I was coaching me, I'd be like, dude, here's your money back. Just go. Just spare us all some time. You don't need to be here. This is essentially what I would do. So let me go ahead and tell a few of you guys what else is going on. Let me just make sure where we are on this recording. So this on Facebook, or I'm sorry, on Instagram is probably going to die out in a second here. So I'm going to give that a kill, and then I'm going to recharge that. We may go back to that stream in just a few minutes. But for you, those of you watching on YouTube and Periscope and Facebook, we're not going anywhere until the end of the prelims, which should be in just 2 fights. And then we're going to create a separate stream for the main event. So don't go anywhere. Stay along with us. And don't forget, tomorrow we're going to do this all over again because we're watching Submission Underground as a friend, as a party. And we always love giving support to those guys. So make sure you join us tomorrow. It'll be a very, very fun time. Then we're also going to do a separate broadcast tomorrow night for the Submission Underground presentation of Wrestling Underground. So I got to send a couple reminders to a couple of different guests that we're going to have for that show, which who knew they were ever going to do that kind of a show? But here we are. So anyway, that's what we have on the agenda for the next couple of days. And then I think Monday we pick right back up with Kai Kamaka, who was just in the UFC, had an amazing fight that really garnered my attention. And I'm super stoked that we have him on deck. So just to remind you guys who are watching, thank you so much for tuning in. We will be back on Instagram. Don't go too far. We're just going to take a quick intermission. For those of you watching everywhere else, just stay where you are. Thanks much. All right. Now that I have done that, we can go ahead and share that one on the Instagram. And once we share it, we can get right back to work with you guys. Again, all of these photos that you have to choose of yourself, because they're always at a weird angle, they always look terrible. Like, look, that's the fucking photo of myself that I have to like look at and go, yeah, I guess, whatever. UFC Vegas 8. Watch along. Boom. Post. So we'll let that post. After that post, we'll do a recharge on that. I'm going to go ahead and put up Alicia and Zach Cummings in the comment section there. Tell me who you think is going to win that one, because that one is coming up sooner than you guys think, even though they are stalling, because we've had so many quick fucking fights on this one, which, good thing. I'm happy. Just, we're going right through it. I love doing your show. Well, hey, look, everybody. Record amount of time for a guest to get back to me. It took no more than 14 minutes to get a response from Quentin. Let's go ahead and book him for Tuesday. Awesome. What's your Tuesday at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern look like? Anyway, well, that's great. So I guess we booked Quentin Rosenzweig, the winner of the Zapatero, to join us. It's just a matter of when we're going to lock it up. I like to try and go on Tuesdays, and I would love to get him on Tuesday if we are able to make that happen. Anyway, those of you watching right now, I should also give this a share on my personal Facebook, because you got to do that as well, and let people know that they can watch along with us on there too. That is the kind of day that we are having here, friends. We have seen so many great things happen thus far in, and we're only really halfway through the event. It's just kind of flown by. We did miss the very first fight, but I would encourage you to go to watch that one a little bit later. It was really good. You had Cyphers, who was putting it on at the very beginning on one Mallory Martin, but Mallory Martin weathered the storm, comes back in the second round, gets a savage submission. She gets a rear naked choke and just made it look easy. And I was just so impressed. Meanwhile, after that, you had Polyana Viana get an amazing armbar. Then you had Sean Brady get a guillotine that was essentially from mount with just one arm. And then we just saw Alex Caceres get a rear naked choke to finish his fight. So far, 4 fights, 4 finishes. You can't get mad about that. So I'm mega pleased to see that is how the proceedings are going on that side. I'm going to go ahead and do this one last thing, double check these last parts of our coverage, and now we're going to go ahead and hit this up and plug this right back in so it can recharge, and we can continue on with our stream for everybody, and I can get back to business as usual. Let's make sure this thing is charging. Excellent. That is back to charging. Computer charging, and now phone back to charging as well. And I could potentially even do streaming from that. All right, fam, tell me. I've asked you who's going to win, Alicia or Zach Cummings, and you've yet to tell me. So I need you to tell me in the comment section so that way I can tell you guys if you guys are good at guessing or bad at guessing. Oh, man. You know what's very interesting about watching the fights so continuously on these Saturdays is it is basically like I know exactly what my schedule is going to be on these days. So it is very nice when you get to go out and train in the morning and then come back and then already be like, all right, what time does it start? 3, 4? Ugh, I can't even figure it out anymore. And then by the time you get home, you're just literally into a nice routine. So by the time we're done here, I can fall asleep, wake up tomorrow, crush a podcast. After the podcast, crush 2 more of these for the Submission Underground and the Wrestling Underground. And I'm super stoked because I feel like at the Wrestling Underground, I'm going to learn a lot. I have never really gotten the opportunity to kind of do one of these for that. And it's the first time that we've seen something like this done by really Fight Pass. They really haven't done any wrestling programming. So kudos to one Chael Sonnen for giving us that. Watching the prelims to UFC Vegas 8. All right. So I will tell you this. This hat, by the way, got from our good friends over at Super Rare Shop, in case you couldn't tell. Excellent place. It was my first visit over to the shop since they were unfortunately looted during the protests out here in Los Angeles back in June. The place looks great, man. Super happy to see everybody there in good spirits. They were so nice to me. I couldn't have asked for anything better. So I want to give my biggest compliments to them. Got some brand new gloves. Looking to break those in. Got a first chance to kind of play with them today. Super great gels, man. I really didn't feel anything bad about it and was just super happy to see that going along. I do appreciate right now we are seeing our good friend Dan Hubler doing his normal well, I lost because blah. A dumb ref made it so that somebody could make a comeback in that first to second round in the first fight of the night, which is very funny. Let me see. What do you think of this next fight from Zini Official? Man, this one's tough for us because we date back with Zach Cummings, man. He was on the first couple series of The Ultimate Fighter that we were doing when we were first starting as a show, and we're friends with him, so I feel like I kind of have to go for him, man. That's what I think of this next fight. I have to go for my friend. What do you think? Do you have somebody in particular going on this? And it says Zini Official. What are you official for? Like, are you the Zini, or like, are you a law enforcement? Like, I just want to know what you are that makes you official. Let me know. Though the suit looks good, man. Dig the look. Megan Johnson, you say that you're going with Zach Cummings on this one. Again, in line with the support of all of us here on the show. We appreciate that. Especially considering, I mean, I don't know, man. That's the hardest part is I saw one of our friends, one Adam Sella, saying that he's going to retire soon. And, you do see that with the fans because we've been in existence for almost 8 years. So, we're at that point where we're going to see some of the people that we were always near and dear with starting to call it quits. But looking at Zach Cummings, he's got a 23-7 record, dude. Like, that's how long that man has been fighting. So it's a tall order for I would say Zach with a hot up-and-comer. Those are always those guys who don't give a fuck and just want to get out there and just put on a good show. So we'll see, man. Look at this. When we doing gi? Bruh. All right. So anyway, Zini, still waiting here, man. Want to hear what you think because maybe you've got some insight on this fight that I don't, but it is very difficult. Like, I always feel like we have to be forthcoming about who's been on the show because it is hard to root. Earlier today, I had to root for my guy, and he ended up getting choked. And, you know, it's what happens, man. It's the fight game. I will definitely get in touch with him a lot later and shoot him a note. Let's see here. Can't wait for Wrestling Underground. Happy you're going to be covering it. I would be happy to help answer any questions that you have about the rules if needed. Well, we got some time. Hit me. What are the rules? What do we need to know about tomorrow? Just tell us like we are dumb children, because how are the rules for Wrestling Underground different from, say, a regular wrestling match? Obviously, we know it's going to be in a cage. Actually, I don't even know if we know that, but I would assume it's going to be in the same cage. I think they're just going to cart them in and out of that same silo. So you tell us, Gabe. I literally was going to go into that one cold. And when I mean cold, I was just going to, you know, beer in hand and go, let's wish for the best. So I like that. Raging Panda says, my jiu-jitsu heart is swooning all over these submissions. And mine too, dude. I'm going to be honest. Having, what is this? Now, what is it really 4 for 4? Yeah. 4 for 4 on submissions. It's a good night to be watching the Grappling Hour. It definitely gives us some reason to be watching, especially when we call ourselves the Grappling Hour, watching a fight night. Every once in a while, people are like, why don't you just call yourself an MMA? I'm like, listen, dude, it's just easier branding. Eve. Look at that. So cool. One of my friends was able to win. Man. I think, are we ready to get back to that fight or not? I'm waiting to see if they're going to go straight in this. Okay, so they're about to do the walkouts here. So this is the branding for him. It is D. Tricaro versus Cummings. And Cummings has that look like, did you know I'm fighting? Yep, now I remember this cat. Yeah, he's good, man. So him and Cummings is going to be the next fight. I mean, as much as I like him and for what he's done, I still have to go with Zach. So ride or die verbal tap fans, ride or die verbal tap guest, although he slapped that dude so bad. And he's one of the guys who actually did the sign of the cross after knocking out somebody, which, by the way, has to be one of the more vicious ways to knock somebody out, to do a sign of the cross for them. Boof. I mean, with Zach, we're definitely going to be hoping for that overhand to come in, rescue him, do some good distance between the two. Be interesting to see what the tail of the tape is when they get to that in a second. All right, so that'll be after the break. Until then, let's remind, oh, look at this. We already did it. We booked them. Quentin Rosenzweig will be on the Grappling Hour this Tuesday, September the 1st at 1 p.m. Best Coast time, 4 p.m. Eastern. Look at that. So we got Kai Kamaka on Monday at 1 p.m. Then we're going to have Quentin Rosenzweig Tuesday at 1 p.m. We are already looking at a loaded week. And if they keep this up, we may have more people to try and reach out to get more bookings. But, you know, so far so good. It's so interesting whenever I look at the comments here because it says that Gabe has not shared it, even though I know he did. And then it credits Megan as a sharer. Sometimes you can never make heads or tails out of some of these things. All right. So that is coming up next. I'm going to put back on our Instagram feed in just a second. Hopefully we make it. Yeah, if we do this, we'll make it through the entire hour before we get to the main card on the Instagrams. Let me see if you have answered me yet, Gabe. I'm waiting for your answer on this one. Hopefully we are able to get some more clarity for that. Because like I said, the reason why I like to go into certain events cold is I just like to experience it for the very first time on camera. Like for those events, I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen. I have vague ideas of how wrestling works, but I also think it's kind of cool to come in as a cold commentator and be honest. Granted, we saw how that goes for other sports. Watching us tonight on the Zapatero commentary, but it is what it is. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and go live on the Instagrams. Here we go. You are now live. Hello, everybody. This is your good friend, Rafa Sparza, coming to you live right now. It is 5:05 Best Coast time. We are still in the last portion of the prelims for UFC Vegas number 8. What is up, C. Miller? What is up, Brian the Butcher? What is up, Jubilee BJJ? Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you guys are enjoying yourself. What is up, Shango? Appreciate you guys tuning in with us right now. We are about to see Zach Cummings and Alicia de Tricaro. That is going to be an interesting fight that's coming up next. Of course, Zach Cummings, friend of the show, has been on the show with us, so I'm going to be kind of rooting for him. All of you guys with your waves, you guys are so nice. Sometimes we get people who just come on and don't give us the wave or the heart. It hurts. It hurts us deep on the inside. And I see some of you giving hearts. Look at this. Just so much love given back and forth. So they're going to be coming back from the break. And it's been very interesting to see how many people have kind of sifted through. I don't know if you guys have been watching the rest of the prelims fights, but I can tell you, so far, 4 for 4 for submission finishes, which has been super dope to see from our perspective, especially when you got a name like the Grappling Hour there. Makes us super happy. It is fantastic. Zach is already in the fight. Is finished 17 of 23 wins with 12 submissions. This is his 4th fight at UFC middleweight, where he is currently 2-1. So those are the specs in case you were wondering what that is going to look like. Mounted guillotine was tight. It really was. And you know what? The reach is really similar on this one. 74-inch and 75-inch. Weight right on and the height is right on. The only difference is age, 30 and 36, with the advantage 2-1 Alicia. So it's going to be interesting. That mounted guillotine, though, that one hurt me because Christian's my boy. And watching him get slept was a little sad, but I'm going to admit Sean did a fantastic finish. So all due respect to him, but, you know, it's one of those things. It is one of the few things that comes back to burn us whenever we do these live fight companions is you do see me live on air respond to my friends fighting, which is always very interesting. When they lose, it's always me going, cool. Yeah, that was fun. But that's why we bring alcohol. The alcohol makes us not feel our feelings. It's what we do. It's how we get through it. We're about to get to the beginning of the next fight. When you stop ducking me, boo. Oh, that's the worst. Salute to your boy, though. I know. Listen, Christian's a beast. And I think anybody who does a fighting game knows it's that live by the sword, die by the sword sort of a thing. And he has some massive knockouts on a number of people, especially with his debut in the UFC. So, no disrespect to him at all in the least, and I appreciate the well wishes. That's a good fan. You don't always get that, especially in comment sections. I do like that Patrick started to lock it out. Beginning of the fight right now, 4 minutes, 40 seconds on my clock, depending on where you were watching, but I'm letting you know that is where I am at. All right, so far, tepid in that side between the two of them exchanging. You are starting to see Tricaro starting to get in his timing over on Zach Cummings. Zach Cummings' neck beard, though, super impressive. Very pleased to see how he's looking that. What is up, Go Kenpo? Good to see you. It's been a while, my friend. Hope you are doing well. Watching along right now, UFC Vegas 8. We got our pal Zach Cummings looking pretty okay thus far in. Alicia, very nice high kick that, for the most part, Cummings is able to back out of very quickly. Impressive thus far in. You're seeing, of course, Alicia in the green split trunks, while Cummings is wearing more of the black Valetudos. So those are the two gents that are currently in this fight. It is interesting to note, of the many fights that Zach Cummings has on his record, so many of those wins coming by submission. Oh no, Zach Cummings goes for a kick, Alicia blocks it, and then returns with one of his own that makes Zach kind of do the no, which might actually hurt more than he would let on if he is doing that sort of pageantry. So we'll see how this continues to play out. Nothing too crazy yet. We're still seeing it. What is up, Muscle Munchkin? You're coming back to join us. Appreciate you watching along with us. Ooh. Alicia just letting Zach know he could get that single leg in there real quick. But I have to imagine that might be built into part of the plan for Zach Cummings. I would assume Zach is probably building that into a little bit of his jiu-jitsu game to probably come into to rescue him. Though I don't know if he's seen the pattern of tonight. The MMA fight gods might be rewarding submissions a little bit more than they are knockouts tonight, if we're being honest. What is up? We want to thank you guys who are joining us over on our Periscope. We appreciate you guys tuning in. It is a very nice evening for grappling. Thus far in 4 out of 4 finishes. We're in the 5th fight now. Both the gentlemen standing up. Nothing too out of the ordinary thus far in. A little bit later on the main broadcast, we will have our good friend Kevin Phillips joining us. Tomorrow we will have a panel for our Submission Underground, and then for the evening, we're going to have a different panel for the Wrestling Underground. And just to remind you, in case you are confused or you may have forgotten, tonight's drink of choice is a peanut butter milk stout, which has been delicious thus far in. And yes, I trained today, so I get to have that. Zach Cummings' corner is shown in the picture-in-picture on the bottom. There's a minute 16 left for him to make some impressions here. Thus far, it has been a very decent round for Alessio. And there hasn't been like a ton of engagement. I think both of them are somewhat weary of each other's power. So right now, Zach is trying to press forward, though, so I'm appreciating that on his part. Man, I'm going to have to get you guys, if you're watching on the main broadcast on either Facebook, YouTube, or Periscope, hopefully we'll take a look at the ESPN page to see if they have posted either photos or some kind of look at how those finishes have looked, because they have been super impressive here tonight. Especially for a show called the Grappling Hour, I think it is important that we show them. So we're going to stand and bang for these last 10 seconds. And on the inside, Alicia getting a really nice hook. And Cummings times a really good standing knee and seems to continuously wave it and acknowledge his opponent's strength. But let's go through and talk through some of these submissions. The first of which being Mallory Martin. And this is for the other folks who are watching on those different channels. But I want to bring to your attention Mallory Martin. Her comeback was so epic that this highlight may not even do. Really understand why she is that emotional there is to really get a feel of like, oh, that's how far behind she was. Like, things were very dire for her. So that was, of course, the very first thing that you could see. Now, I want to bring to your attention Brady's squeeze on his choke right now, because look at this one. This happened just a few fights later. Just the technique here. I mean, I see my buddy underneath here. It's tight, man. It's a fucking really tough spot to be in. And just watching how Sean Brady was working to get that squeeze in and finish it up. Once he gets to that mount position, I knew it would be, just neck readjustment city. And that will bring us to right now. We'll go back and look at more of those highlights at the break. But now we are in the second round of Alicia versus Zach. Want to thank, Ferdinand Perez for watching along with us. Thank you very much for your like. Just to remind you guys, if you guys give us a like and a share on Facebook, we will give you a cheers like we do the fighters who get finishes within regulations. We're talking submissions mostly here tonight and knockouts. Second round, 4:24 on my clock. Maybe you guys might be before or ahead of me, but thus far in, a good fight. What is up, Fernie CU29? Welcome. Alicia starting to catch Cummings, getting him off a little bit of his base here, which is nice to see in terms of his own stature, his own posture as he's going through this fight thus far in. I see our good friend Dane is showing back up. Dane, we'll take care of you in a little bit, bud, so don't you go too far. I'm going to make sure that you're one of the people that we get right back to in just a second here. Dan, I hope you are also getting back to your training and taking care of yourself in these very weird times. We want to make sure everybody's staying healthy and good, and everybody is being smart and safe. So it is a big fight blog week. Yeah, it really is, man. Tomorrow we'll be doing Submission Underground and Wrestling Underground. Very stoked for those two events. And tonight we're doing this. And Kevin will be on a little bit later, as we've mentioned a couple times. But yeah, thus far in, I'm very much enjoying the fight between Alicia and Zach. Zach getting in a nice couple of strikes over here. And then you're seeing right now, though, Alicia allowing Zach to almost kind of press forward right now. I think he wants to counterpunch him here. And his timing is just ever so slightly off by letting Zach get to the punch a little bit faster right now. This has been such a delight. I was worried because I asked my people to give me just a beer, and they gave me this and a couple others. And I was like, dude, I don't normally like peanut butter, but I love this one. I'm going to send them a nice note. I'll record something for the gram in just a minute. Whew. What is up, Eduardo? Glad you were joining us. We were watching UFC Vegas 8. Hope you are as well. All right. Two of these guys trying to do a little sleight of hand, a little bit of the rope-a-dope, trying to show the hand that they don't want you to watch. And Zach now starting to be very good with this sleight of hand, actually. Gets a nice pop with this leftover. And meanwhile, now you're starting to see Alicia trying to get these body punches that he's just lunging into for the midsection. And they don't seem to have the same kind of effect on Cummings thus far in as at least Cummings' striking has done in this second round. Of course, at the break, we'll go over a little bit more of the other notable fight moments that we have seen just so far in a crazy night. And so far, I'm enjoying myself. I like that. Alicia standing very firm, getting a lot of explosive energy off of that hook. Good right hook. And now you're seeing Zach Cummings pop him a little bit up here, too. This will be a close round, but I might just put it a little bit more on Zach. Again, admitting full bias. He's been on the show. Nice kick, a little Sparta kick over by Zach. And I mean, one of the things that always impressed me about Zach, if I remember correctly, comes from Australia. Might have to double check that one. But he was really just chill, super composed, good sense of humor. When we got to interview him, just a really nice guy. And if I'm remembering, no, I'm forgetting entirely differently. He is from Irving, Texas, so that shows what a good host I am. We had so many foreigners that year that it does make sense. But yeah, that's coming back to me now. I thought he was fucking from – we had so many fighters that we were interviewing from England, Australia, that all of our time zones that we were recording back then were nuts. That's part of the reason why we don't have as many guests, is because we were so fucking out of it. So my apologies to Zach. That's just entirely rude on my part. But you should look at this. One of his favorite submissions that he does get is that of a guillotine choke. You've seen him get it multiple times in his own series here. He's also got a few armbar wins. But, dude, and it's funny because he's one of those beasts who fought Tim Kennedy way back at Strikeforce. That's how far back he goes in terms of a fight career. And his fight career begins back in 2007 against Ron Jackson, which again begs the question, how long is this dude fighting? Got it. Dylan Andrews was the guy who was fighting. He was from Australia. Let's just double check that. New Zealand, same thing. God. Yeah, we interviewed him too, and that's why I switched them up. Holy fuck. That's how long it's been. I think that was Ultimate Fighter. Yeah, Jones versus Sonnen. That was our very first year of existence that we were doing those ones. Worth 1 million words. Welcome. Glad you're joining us, bud. Hope you're having a great night. We are waiting for them to come back right over here. And I want to say thank you to everybody giving us likes and shares. This one goes out to one Dane Donovan. Now, fun story. You know how we gave your boy Tom shit for doing the ADCC style, aka no rash guard form of grappling? Nobody really knows this, but you're the guy that officially started that trend. He was just copying you. We know it. You know it. Now everybody knows it. Cheers to you, sir. A real pioneer of the sport. Round 3, 4:48 on my clock. I'm just going to make sure we are at the exact amount of time so that hopefully we're either synced up or we're not too far from one another. Zach coming out aggressively in this third round. I've now moved up significantly with a little bit of no rash. It's hashtag ADCC style. Get it right there, Dane. Appreciate you, bro. What is up, Poppy and G.A. Bollinger? Welcome back to the show. We just always, like, that's still one of the funniest stories of just pure pressure in jiu-jitsu. And it's even funnier. I think somebody put up, it might have been Bro-Jitsu that put up the meme, and it's like there's two guys exactly who have body types. One is Zac Efron in Neighbors, and the other is Seth Rogen in Neighbors. And that is super true. Oof. There's a cackling left hook. I've been noticing the hook of Alicia continuously in this match. It's super interesting. I would know that more because I found out what shit my hook is. So every time I watch my training, when I watch my training, I'm like, man, how did they make this hook happen? It just always feels so awkward to me. So now it's just learning a new appreciation for these guys who do striking and watching how consistent they are able to make all of these small adjustments within a very short amount of time. Waiting for the buffer over on my side. What is up, David Rodriguez? Welcome to the broadcast. We're watching UFC Vegas 8. Glad you're joining us right now. Hopefully you're having a good night. There we go. I've still got about 3 minutes left on my clock. It is slowly ticking away. It's going to be an interestingly close fight, honestly. I would assume with that hook, favor might be going back toward Alicia on this, but we'll see. Alrighty, keep your bated breath on this one. Could be very interesting to see how the judges are picking out everything that's going on. Effing Fire Stick broke, bro. That's the worst. Yeah, my internet has been for shit on these fights. I don't know what the fuck is happening. I can't tell if it's all these like California wildfires. What is up? Look at this. Bryce. Good to see you, bud. Do you ever end up getting back to training? Have you found mats yet? Did we get to train yet? Look at this. All of 137 left to go on my clock right now in what could be a very close match. No, sir. Boo. Does look like we have to take a break in the action for a split second as The referee is yelling at them to both go to their respective rooms. Looks like there is a little bit of a low blow. He's shaking it off and now comes back on over, and we're going to power through. Well, listen, Bryce, we might have to get to just doing some light boxing then, because I need to start doing more things. So you let me know, bro. All right, with 55 seconds left to go, you are seeing Alicia put together some nice strikes. Kicked right in the Tito Ortiz. That's pretty funny. I see a lot of different notes here. Ooh, Cummings holds the line on that. Dang, my internet is whack too. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I would love to. Oh, awesome. Yeah, I've been doing a little bit of it for boxing just to kind of keep active, and it's been very helpful. It's very difficult to learn a new skill. Ooh, Zach is starting to pop him off. Ooh, this might be closer than we're thinking. That could be very significant towards the end of a very, very close round between the two. Zach really has to pressure him on here. This is not a fight you really want to leave too close for the judges, though. This last evasive maneuvering will be very important to the judges if he can really get these combinations in nicely. You are seeing Alicia try to put together a very finish. Oh, he knocks him down with a beautiful strike to end the round. And you are seeing, oh no, Alicia doing his best impression of a guy who's still with it. Like watching somebody try to get through a sobriety test that you know is not with it. Holy fuck. What is up, Aaron McKenzie? Good to see you. Did you see any part of that? Gabe, I'll get to you in a second. Wow. At the break, we need to hear about the shirt, Raph. Yeah, I'll totally tell you about this shirt. That's not a problem in the least. Aaron, glad you're joining us. I just have to ask, did you see the end of Alicia and Zach's fight right over here? My God. Holy shit, dude. That was savage. Here we were looking at Zach Cummings saying this is a close fight. That head kick has to be enough to change. That, especially when you see somebody wobble where they barely make it on over their corner, where at the very least, if that would have been maybe 1 or 2 seconds left in that round, an adjudicator might have said, hey, listen, dude, that's not good enough. I need to see more out of you or I have to call this. Crazy end of a close fight. That's what I'm fucking saying here. My God. Well, here's the good news. That was happening for my friend Zach. So if that's going to go any certain way, I'm happy that it's happening for Zach. But wow. Well, let's see what the official decision is going to be. I will tell you the story behind Pay the Athletes. There is an organization. I want to say it's like BJJ Stars or BJJ Spar Stars or whatever. I forget their name, unfortunately. I think they were getting like Dustin Poirier to try and do like a grappling match with like Gary Tonin, and they had like all these big names that they were trying to attack to these big matches. I think Gordon was going to give up part of his salary to law enforcement or some kind of charity. And this organization didn't pay a bulk of its stars. And as a result of it, our good friend who runs Subspectrum right over here, that is Jordan Peitzman, he made these shirts and said the proceeds will go to those athletes who just didn't get paid. And it was a wonderful gesture. So I hear something like that. I like Jordan. I love what he's doing. I immediately went out and bought this shirt. And I told him, here's some good news, Jordan. Especially in the sport of jiu-jitsu, the shirt's never going out of style. So, I can basically wear it probably every 2 years, and I'm sure it will cross-apply to literally any organization. Anyway, it does look like things are pretty good for Zach. I'm waiting to see the exact official word that they've got for him. My buffering is happening at the most unopportune of times. But yes, it does look like he gets the win by unanimous decision. 30-27, 29-28, and 29-28. So, yeah, I mean, it was close. I don't know about 30-27. I thought it was pretty close, argumentatively, but the 29s-28s definitely check out and resonate with me. So, yes, my God. What an opportune time. Unfortunately, no knockout here. I'm just going to kind of, normally we cheers those who get knockouts here on the show. So I just kind of have to do like one of these. It's like an almost knockout. So like Cheers, Zach. You're our friend, so I'm just going to kind of toast you, even though it's against the rules, but they're my rules, so I can break them if I want to. Anyway, that's the ruling behind this shirt. And yeah, I just always feel bad for our jiu-jitsus. I love it. Want to buy one? Let me see. Thank you, Gabe, for reminding me. Yes, it was BJJ Stars. It's so weird because I felt like their name, when you say BJJ Stars, there's like a BJJ Substars or something now. And I don't want to put that shade on that group. But yes, BJJ Stars was supposed to have paid their athletes. And in true BJJ fashion was like, what money? Who? No. Can't hear you. Uh-oh, you're breaking up. Run away. So I think Zach is saying that they were trying to get him a fight back in January. Just didn't happen. So he's going through the process that he went through to get another fight. He said he was set for April. Obviously, things happen in April. What's up, Wilfred? Love the icon. You giving props to our Lakers and our Laker dynasty. Super proud of that. Always dig it, sir. And he was saying it's kind of unfortunate because it would have been his 7-year anniversary for being in the UFC. And he wanted to get back on a win. I think Zach is giving tribute to having really good hands, so good for him, man. All right. Well, that is what's happening on that side. Let's go over what is up, CJ Han Ratty 52. Welcome back to the show. Enjoy seeing you here. All right, Gabe, let me see if I can peek over this one right now. This takes up the entire fucking screen. I can't even move it. Like, that's just, yeah. What if it's just me in a hat like this reading it? I think that's funnier. Part of the top of my forehead. I apologize that I'm just responding. However, yes, it'll be in the cage. You will be having one Greco match, and the rest will be a freestyle for a total of 6 matches, with a tentative 7th match being a women's freestyle match. All the matches will follow United Wrestling rules, which are as follows. Freestyle 5 points for throws, 2 points for double leg, single leg takedown, 2 points for leg laces, and 2 points for gut wrenches. Greco-Roman, 5 points for throws, 2 points for back exposure. Fuck. Well, now I got to go fucking find it on Facebook. Normally I can read it, but it's just so much. And 10 points as a tech fall. Action will be allowed to be continued on the cage. However, if there is no compression, it will be stopped. However, hope this was able to help. It really is. Armbar. What is up, Vic MU1? Armbar. We didn't have an armbar in that last one. Hey, man, can I get a birthday shout out? Yeah, what's up? How old are you turning? I just want to know. Because, I mean, like, when I do birthday shout-outs, I feel like a waiter. I mean, I'll do it. It's just, like, am I dealing with a 21-year-old? Am I dealing with a 30-year-old? Am I dealing with – like, kids should always be getting shout-outs, but I don't think you're a kid. You're 21. Oh, shit, that's a real one. Okay. Are you really 21? Because I'll actually be nice to you if you're 21. If you're any other age – I can't promise you I'll be nice. Dane, yes, love it, want to buy one. Where can you buy this? I think it's on Jordan Jitsu, so I'll see if I can find it in a little bit and maybe plug it in to the comment section. But yeah, it's so, like, he's so good, and Jordan is great people. He just put together BJJ Woodstock. He's usually on our panels. I think he's on here tomorrow. So, any support that you want to give to either him or his brand is always phenomenal and appreciated. So thank you very much for wanting to show support. At the very least, I know he's been really, really pushing giving back money to the athletes for his own organization, which, again, BJJ Subspectrum, which has been super good. What's up, Spence BJJ? Thank you for watching along with us. Did you know that it is CJ Hanratty's 21st birthday, question mark? We're still trying to figure it out. It says 52 in your name, though. Are you catfishing us? What's happening here? Tell us how old you are. Anyway. Awesome. Appreciate that. Yes. So we have one more fight left on these prelims, and then we're going to create a brand new stream for the very final series of matches. There's a main card with just 4 fights tonight because the cute labia match, unfortunately, ended up going the way of a COVID test for the second time in just 2 weeks. Super unfortunate. Look at this. CJ and Randy just asked for a birthday shout out and then left. The fuck am I? An Applebee's waiter? Jesus. Boo. All right, we're going to that last fight right now. Dan Spence. Spence, where are you located out of, sir? Would love to know. We always like to get to know our friends on the show. Before they actually go to this next fight, I do want to show you if they have the footage. Oh, this one's tough to see, but this is the finish. Just knew that when I didn't see him immediately address just that mount right away, I said, yeah, this is not left to watch, but hey, man, it's also super impressive. So I'm going to give him all the credit in the world on that one. And I would assume if ESPN is smart, they would have also put up the very last highlight if it is there. We'll see here in a second. They will show us, though, what happened with Bruce Leroy getting the finish. I didn't realize it was that savage as well. So let's pull this up because look at his opponent just before we even start to play it. At the same time is not the best place you want to be. So, again, up until that last fight, it was for 4. You maybe could argue that last fight could have been 5 for 5 finishes, but 4 submissions to begin the night, not a bad place to be. So I've been very impressed with the fights thus far, and I hope you guys are too. After this fight, we will create a brand new stream for both the Instagram and for the YouTube, the Facebook, and the Periscope. So stay with us. And again, I'll probably be shooting a note over to our good friend Kevin Phillips, who will be joining us for the latter portion of the fights. All right, tell me, who do you have? Do you have Mackie or do you have Impa on this one? I do like both of these fighters, so I'm not making a pick here because I just want to be entertained. But I will make you guys make the pick because that's a way more easier thing to do. Impa looking very calm, maybe a little too calm for our taste here. We'll find out shortly. And again, to everybody watching, thank you guys. You guys are the best. Been having a great time thus far in with all of our friends in the broadcast. Of course, you're looking at Impa with the super stylized split on the hair that gives him just a little bit of that Mr. T up top on the dome. We're about to go straight into the action. Introductions are about to come to a close, and your referee for this one, Jason Herzog, letting us know with these hands clasped, we're about ready to watch this thing go down. All right. Again, thank you to everybody watching. Comment section. I'm going with Impa on this one. I don't disagree with you that he might be one to watch on this. He looks a little calm for my taste. I always love Mackie, but I do have a respect for Impa, so thus me not choosing right now. But if we are looking at some momentum for Mackie, his last fight was a loss to Darren Stewart, and that was a submission guillotine. That was earlier in August. So it wasn't too far off. Before that, Charles Byrd with a TKO win. And before that, it was a loss to Kellen Porter. So a little bit of all over the place on that. And already the two of these guys are starting to throw hands, and we are in the races. I have 4:13 on my clock, and hopefully we are all synced up together. Impa holding solid in the center of the octagon, giving some looks, keeping his hands very close to his face. Meanwhile, Mackie trying to dance around, using the edges of the octagon to try and see if he can lure him in a little bit more. Gets a nice little hook, backs out, comes up for an uppercut, misses, as does Impa on a couple of his punches straight out of that exchange. Two of them starting to stalk each other down. Mackie does connect a little bit. Gets a couple just crosses that seem to land. Nothing super crazy yet. Impa doesn't look surprised as much as he is just kind of like acknowledging every one of these strikes that you are seeing Mackie get in on them, because they are clean. They do look solid. I think he's also respecting, like, hey, listen, they do have some heat to them, so I don't want to overlook him in any respect on these fights thus far in. Oof. Nice kick on over to Impa's lead leg. One of the first kicks I've seen him really just kind of land really nicely. Impa tries to go to the midsection, doesn't get anything for it. Mackie responds, takes a beat, looks over, shadow boxes, starts to see if he can move a little bit with his footwork. Throws a kick up. Trunk color, of course, as a reminder, it is going to be blue for Impa, who comes in for just kind of like a standing takedown. Nothing much to it, but backs him on over to the cage. I like that on the Twitter, it just says KO alert. These guys are throwing so hard, as if to say, like, warning, warning, hands too heavy, warning. It does look good, though. I mean, looking at Impa, though, if he does connect on some of those, even just hooks that he's shadowing there, a nice exchange between the two for a low strike, and they just kind of acknowledge, like, hey, man, sorry about that, and it is returned in kind with a fist bump in the center of the octagon. And you're seeing what's interesting about Impa is he just keeps throwing these haymaker right hands. And while he's not connecting, they look really unpleasant. Interesting. Moving back and forth. Continuing to be very cautious about how he wants to engage all over. I mean, Megan, so far you're looking not too bad. I mean, if Impa connects with one of these, you might be very accurate. Mackie Pattillo's just trying to make stuff happen with this movement continuously. Just the last minute of this first round here. Mackie coming in with a couple combinations. Now is catching a few of these hands from one Impa, who's now got him pressed up against the cage. And you are not seeing, I mean, man, looking at the blocking over from Mackie, though, that was really impressive, man. That's a really high-pressure situation, and he did cover himself up very nicely on a number of those. I think it's one of the hardest things to really get used to. Ooh, Mackie responding, cracks him open, gets in a couple uppercuts right there. Oof. This is really cool to see under pressure, though. You are seeing Mackie respond, but he does have a cut just right about where I think his cheek is on his left-hand side on his face, and it is gushing down onto his body. So that is very interesting to see. And you do realize that Impa probably feels pretty good, all things considered, about how he's looking. Pattillo's not out of this in the least. The two of them exchange a nice little fist bump as they go to their respective corners. Well, that one might be interesting as we go into another round in a second. It's a good time to remind you guys, if you haven't followed us at Grappling Hour on all major platforms, do so now. Look at this. I am Blue 28. Interesting. Are you Lex Luthor? Looks like the same icon on our YouTube page. Hear that? Or another person has a very adorable dog as their main icon. Because if that's the case, it was great to have you on and chatting with us the other day on our show. Appreciate that, man. I know you were asking a couple of really good questions, and I appreciate when people throw good questions at us when we do our live broadcasts. Yeah, it is. Aha! I knew it. I knew I'd Sherlock this shit out. Thank you for subscribing. Hey, you know what? I'll give that. If you subscribe, we'll give you a cheers too. If you haven't subscribed on YouTube, we wouldn't give you a cheers, but I just saw I'm Blue over here. He gave us a follow. So this one goes out to you, sir. Cheers to you for following us and giving us a subscription on the YouTube. We truly appreciate it. It helps us to grow. And again, you also were making sure that you were giving us comments there. And that is something we love whenever we are doing a live broadcast, especially with an athlete the caliber of one Daniel Rodriguez. This cheers goes out to you. Thank you very much. I love it. Love it. That's a great idea. I was trying to figure out how the fuck we do cheers and toasts for YouTube pages or for our Periscope, because Facebook is the one where we tell everybody we'll give them a cheers, and people have been very nice to us on YouTube, and we've done dick for them. So, oops. But now we figured it out, and it took On Blue 28 for us to really get our shit together. Thank you. All right, second round right now, and Impa is looking like he wants to get some massively aggressive feelings out of him right now. Jesus, I have a buffer, so give me a second. Hopefully it comes back in a second. Oof, it has been in a very, very tense fight between these two thus far in. It has been one of the interesting things in just looking at how the two of them match up. In that comment section, we had people split, at least on the UFC's broadcast, saying it was 10-9 for both the fighters. So this will be very interesting to see who starts to pull ahead. And thus far in, I'm liking Impa's aggression. I wonder how you guys have it scored in that first round. Would love to hear it, because let's be real, it's it's looking a little close here, people. It's going to be a very interesting moment with that. I joined late, but that Cummings kick. Oh, bro, you're telling me, man. Zach Cummings is a friend of the show, and watching him get that late in there, if he had that just a little bit earlier. And the worst part is, when you hit somebody and you go, if I stay down, they'll knock me out on the scorecards, so I have to go. And he had like that buckle knee as he like waltzes over in the most awkward of ways over to his corner. It was a great fight, man. It was close. It was closer than I would have liked it to have been for Zach, but super proud of our buddy for pulling that one off. What is up, NJ Madrigal? Very glad that you're joining us over on the Instagrams. As we're going to remind you guys, what we're going to do after this fight, we're going to close out this broadcast and this broadcast, meaning on Instagram and on YouTube, Facebook and YouTube. We're going to create a new broadcast on both Instagram and on those channels. We just want to make sure that we do a separate broadcast for the main event. So don't go anywhere. Don't go too far. But when we go into the main event, we will have a brand new show. So just sit back, get relaxed, get excited. And right now, this is a fun fight between the two of them. I think Mackie has worked really well whenever he's put under real big duress. And that first round, I think that was one of the best things I saw out of him. Was you saw him start to put it on. I think it's very funny to see Mackie whenever he gets really a little bit under pressures, where I think he starts to come alive. Now, just looking at this, good non-stoppage. If you can make it, this is from Ben Folks. What's up, Ninja-tastic? I love that name. Good non-stoppage. If you can make it back to your corner in 3 stumbles or fewer, then we go to the scorecards. That should be an official rule. I think that's a good way of putting it from Ben Folks, who puts it ever so eloquently as he ever does in response to that last fight with Zach. Keeping our eyes still on this match, though. Impa's still going back to that midsection, trying to see if he can get something going, at least consistently, to finish off this round. How do you guys see this? Do you see this momentum going for either way of these two fighters? Sound off in the comment section, because I'm just so appreciating what I'm seeing. Last 30 seconds over here, and you see almost double underhooks over for Impa, who comes in with a nice hook and nice stiff jab that kind of puts him back. Well-deserved contact for Impa, holding it down. Absolutely, man. Now look at this. The first round was 21-19 for Patola. The second round, Impa is ahead 2-1 on 16-8. So as we go into a third round, yikes. You were seeing Mackie start to flinch a little bit on that last couple exchanges there. So, woo. All right. Let's say this. How do you guys do you have it 1-1? I know that you have the benefit of seeing the number of strikes thrown. It is still a close fight. And as we've learned anything from judges, they don't give a fuck what that means. Half the time they're just like, you know what? Bubble gum in a dish. This guy wins. Like, that's sometimes how random some of their assessments are. So, just saying, would love to hear you guys. Hit me in the comments with where you're at. And while we've got you guys, do not forget, go support our friends. Go support our friends over at Nogi BJJ Gear. Look at this. Nogi BJJ Gear, although it's backwards for you guys. Over on our main broadcast, get out this amazing Corona Weight Champ rash guard and use the promotional code Grappling Hour 15. Take 15% off of whatever you put in the cart. We're now back on this. I got over here. Shango Dixon says, I got 2-0 for Impa. That's not bad. I still feel I'm about 1-1, but I could understand that. Oof, now I'm starting to get a little nervous on both sides, so I don't really know how this one's going to play out all that much. I just know I really like it. Ooh, Impa's coming alive. Megan's saying it, though. She's saying, I think it's too close to call right now. Round 3 will determine the winner. You're probably not wrong, honestly. Ooh. Just again, every time I watch Mackie, his reaction time on the counter is really nice. That's something I admire about boxers. The heat's coming, absolutely. I think both of these guys know that they're, like, whatever it is, it's close. And more importantly, even just trying to get the knockout there is like, listen, I don't want to go to a scorecard on a close fight. Because, I mean, it's not like either of them have been throwing just super easy punches. Hot Sauce Holtzy says 2-0 for Impa. So Hot Sauce is right there. Mackie is tough as hell. Ah, fuck yeah, he is, man. I think that is always the hardest thing to gauge is how a counterpuncher looks. Whenever, even if their numbers are good, it's always hard to go. And then look at this. Keep in mind, this is Impa's like debut in the UFC. So for all of us watching right now, it just feels like he's been at this dance before, which is very nice because Mackie's had a very solid career in the UFC thus far in, and making a very compelling argument. The first fight here, he looks like he's belonged, man. And keep in mind, Mackie was also a contender series fighter who dates back to July of 2019, has had 3 fights within the UFC, 2 of these losses in those 3 fights. And while I personally like the way he's fought, and I kind of see how he plays it, I just wonder, I mean, if Impa wants to pull a Mortal Kombat and steal a stole here, it would be the time to take that momentum from him. Impa was on the Contender Series like 2 weeks ago, exactly. But Impa was, like, I feel like everybody on the Contender Series now is just fair game to be like, listen, bro, I need a 177er. I need a 129er. And you're like, those aren't even weight classes. They're like, just shut up and show up. We're doing catch weights because everybody's Corona fat. I should really keep using the hashtag Corona Weight Champ because I did coin that. So you're welcome. But yes. And that's the nice part is everybody's like in a place. Like that's the whole beauty of having the Contender Series now is you have so many fights that they've been burning through in the past, 15 or so straight weeks. It's like, yeah, dude, you're going to start running out of fucking fighters. So you better start getting those people. I feel like Dana White's been so generous to all the fighters lately, where normally when he goes backstage to figure out if he's going to bring a fighter into the UFC, he's been doing this thing where he goes, let me go figure out which fighters we're going to take. And when he didn't take one of the fighters this past week, but he took everybody else, It was so sad. And Ipa is really looking good in this last round. Yeah, I think Ipa's he's gonna snatch a soul right now, dude. I think he's gonna take it. Yeah. Good for him though, man. Still minute 11 on my time. And Patolo has 38 strikes to Impa's 58. Seems Mackie is getting tired. Impa putting the pressure. I mean, listen, bro, I'm tired just watching these guys. I don't know if you guys have ever done, have ever done that kind of training where you're supposed to keep your hands up after about the 2-minute mark. Your hands just feel like rubber and you just kind of like, whoa. And like, I've had coaches who have literally just yelled at me the whole time saying like, hey, bro, it's got to be here. And I go, here's good. They're like, if you want to get hit in the face, yeah, keep them here. But we're looking for here. And I go, oh, boxing's stupid. Let me just take it. Well, I'm going to pull guard, dude. That's all I'm doing. Street fights forever. Pull guard. That's how we're going to live our life. 20 seconds left here, and Impa is probably making a statement. I guess the real question is going to be, is it going to be a 29-28 or is it going to be him taking a 30-27? A 30-27 would look quite beautiful for a UFC debut. And 3-2, Patolo just wants to sit down and go to the pool. Both these gents exchange goodness. Nice. Look at that. Look at that. You know what's really weird? I don't know if you guys are experiencing this, but when you're watching shows that were from a year ago or something and you're seeing people like hug or like embrace, aren't you in Corona times being like, no, don't do that. You can't do that right now. Social distancing. Like, you have those moments. Like, even though these guys have been like tested for all of the Corona and whatnot, even watching them hug is like, oh, yeah, they were tested. They're fine. Right. It's just so weird. Like, that's how much it's ingrained in my brain. Like, looking at concerts, any kind of concert right now from like 2 years ago where you're seeing all those people and then you think about it and you go, why did everybody go to a Smash Mouth concert? Like, what the fuck, dude? It's one thing to think this thing's a hoax, but then to waste that to go to a Smash Mouth concert. Like, imagine contracting Corona from that concert and being like, I just really wanted to see them perform All-Star, dude. It's my jam. But now I will die. So, womp womp. All right. Impa does get the unanimous decision. What is up? HDBM 16. All three judges. 30-27. Yeah, wow. What a debut for him. And Impa looking with the nice Street Fighter 2 head nod. Oh, that's nice of him. Is he asking you to get a selfie with him right now? Like, is this the time, bro? You want to do this backstage? So it looks like we're going to have to wait for him to do a quick interview. After we do that interview, we'll take a short intermission. We'll come back for the main event. But let's run through those things. Again, no DBJJ gear. Obviously, go there. Put the promotional code Grappling Hour 15. Buy yourself some new gear. I'm not saying you're fat. I'm just saying I'm fat and I'm buying gear because a little tight. So that's a good way to remind you guys. We've got some amazing fights coming up in just a few seconds. But until then, don't go anywhere. Come back and see us exchanging jerseys like in soccer. I mean, yeah, I know, dude. It's pretty hilarious. I would like to tell somebody like, we're exchanging jerseys, bro. I'd be like, bro, I want to keep my jersey, man. I just made my UFC debut. You know, it's kind of a thing. Anyway, don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back in like 5-7 minutes or so, and we're going to do the thing for the main event of tonight's UFC Vegas 8 main card. Thank you guys for watching. Don't go too far. We'll see you back in a few minutes. Bam.